Alright guys, so I'm going to get starting to tear this engine down. In the last video you saw a lot of my back, but pulling this thing out, getting all of it disconnected from the skid steer itself, we're going to start pulling this thing apart. Basically just got to take this motor off of the big mounting plate that bolts into the bottom of the skid steer belly. And I got to pull off some more parts from this engine to reuse on the other engine. And you'll probably also see in this video me tearing apart the diesel motor, kind of in the same fashion, pulling things apart, seeing what needs to be taken apart to be put in the skid steer. So, anyways, here we go. Oh man. Yeah, we're definitely probably going to be reusing this flywheel. I don't know if you guys could see that, but this lip not tapered, but precisely is centered by the flywheel. So that's cool. Look at this stuff. This thing had a hydraulic leak before, could you tell? You guys see all that gunk? So much gunk just built up on this thing from seeping oil and who knows what else. Just all kinds of nastiness. Look at that. That stuff is thick. Gunk. Talk about satisfying, huh? Post this on the TikTok. This stuff's nasty, huh? Wow. Anyways, so yeah, this flywheel hopefully fits. I'm hoping fits the crankshaft on that other motor, because definitely gonna need that flywheel, because this flywheel's got this recessed section in it, where like normally like the clutch would maybe engage with it. This fan, which we need, fits in the back of it. So yeah, we're gonna need it. So hopefully it fits. Keep our fingers crossed. But yeah. Anyways, let's keep on trucking here. I don't really think I'm going to need any of this stuff, because, but we'll see. I don't think I'm going to have to use any of this stuff. I might, but it's doubtful. So we're just going to plop this guy over in the corner. Hey guys, so we're going to get to tearing down the Kubota motor here. I already started a little bit. The camera ran out of memory the other day when I was pulling it over here. So anywho, we're going to start tearing it down. I already started pulling a few things off. This was on a I can't remember the brand, but it was on a street sweeper, a small one on like a 1-ton chassis, cabin chassis setup, Suzu truck, which we'll probably be seeing later. But anyways, the motor ran all the hydraulics and the fan for the sweeper motors, so, or for the sweeper body. So it's gonna, be a little different now that it's in the skid steer. So I got to strip a lot off, like this bell housing. There's no room for it. This great big pulley, which is like a big, forget what the technical term is, but it uses like a wedge in the face of it to kind of hold it in place. And then I already took off, there was an electrical shut off because it was mounted on the back of the truck, but really don't need that. I'm going to use a cable shut off, try to eliminate any other wiring that I have to do, because I mean everything worked on this engine before, but I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible. I also pulled off it was electrical throttle control, so there was a switch and you'd push up for more throttle and down for less throttle, obviously. So yeah, we're basically going to just get this stripped down to what we need, and that's it. So like this muffler we don't need, the radiator we don't need, all that bracketry in the front we don't need. This, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see. Excuse me, this mounting plate, it's kind of like the one that was in the skid steer. We need the skid steer one. All this stuff's got to come off. Hopefully we can reuse some of it where we need it, but like the muffler I don't need, the radiator, all that stuff is no good to me. We're probably gonna have to use little bits and pieces maybe later on in this process, but for right now I'm just kind of trying to get everything stripped down as far as I can, so we can get it to be as hopefully straightforward of a swap as possible. And as far as I can tell, it should be okay, or it shouldn't be too bad. But anyways, yeah, let's get going. So first step, we're gonna work on getting at this I think they're called a wedge lock. I think it's a wedge lock pulley. Used a great big, there's like a 3-in-1 V-belt style of belt, and that's what spun the, well, it actually spun, there was two belts. There was a 3V and a 2V. The one belt spun a hydraulic pump to operate the hydraulic functions of the sweeper, and the other belt spun the great big wheel, or fan, excuse me, that created the vacuum for the sweeper body. And it was a pretty big wheel. I think it was almost like 3 feet in diameter. It was pretty substantial. So that's why it had its own motor to spin all this stuff. It couldn't just be solely a hydraulic driven unit. Guys have these already, but these are like a dentist's tool. I'm sure everybody shows these on their YouTube channels, but these things are awesome for cleaning stuff out, grabbing O-rings especially, but little spots inside of Allen keys like this, cleaning out any rod that's built up over the years. Helps you to really get this stuff. Easier to get in. Allen's set. Allen wrench here. Also, by tapping on this, we're helping break free that too. That helps a lot. You can do a lot to help your chances of loosening the nut just by tapping on it. think we got a little bit of movement now. That's cool. I can just so slightly see a lip. So that's a good sign. Got some movement. What I tell you, a little bit of movement. Huzzah. Cool. Got to get this torn apart, pull this output shaft off. We don't want that. Once we get that apart, we'll see, hopefully, fingers crossed again, really hopefully this motor will accept that flywheel. If not, we might have to visit a machine shop to make it work. So here's the hope. What I expected. I just kind of figured this would be bolted to the flywheel here, which it is, obviously. Probably gonna be too big because this flywheel is kind of massive. Humongous. You guys can't see it, but this flywheel is a serious thing here. how massive this flywheel is. Wow. Ooh, she's a big one. She's thick. Some weight to it. It's serious. I mean, I bet you it weighs 50 pounds or more. Maybe even 60. It's heavy. This is like half the size, less than half of the thickness. Unfortunately, this ring gear is a different size, so hopefully we can make this fit on there. I just gotta check centers and see if I can pretty much just eyeball it. It's probably not gonna fit exactly, so that's unfortunate. Hey guys, so I got this engine tore down pretty good. Kind of hit a point where I wasn't really sure where to go from here, because I wasn't sure if it was going to make sense or not to pull this off of the skid or not, or the mounting plate that it's on. So what I have decided to do is I'd really like to get this thing, and I'm pretty sure I've been measuring everything up. I'm going to pretty much, I think, leave it on this skid and mount it in here the way it sits, kind of how you see it right now. I'm going to have to do some fabrication still, but as far as it goes, I think right now the way it sits, it should work pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the time to kind of, stand back for a second, clean everything up inside the engine bay, the skid steer, and kind of get everything squared away. So that way we're working in a nice, neat thing. The other thing that I'm not decided on yet, we'll see kind of what happens, is what I'm going to do in terms of making the actual coupling between the motor and the pump. So we'll see what happens. But right now I'm going to try to see if it'll work. Just try to maybe, right now I'm going to clean it out, but then we're going to see if we can't get it to fit with the fan on. And if we can't, then we might try to do something a little different, but I think the fan will probably be the best bet as of right now, and the simplest, because if we get rid of the fan, we're going to have to add electric fans to cool the radiator and to cool the hydraulic fluid. So I don't really, if I can avoid it, I'd rather not do that. But either way, let's get to it, and we'll get to cleaning. Hey guys, I'm going to wrap the video up here. I finished cleaning out the engine bay and pulled out that plastic shroud that directs air for that fan for the cooling system. I've decided that I'm going to have to get some machining work done on the flywheel, that plate that has the output, that had the output shaft for the sweeper body. So I'm going to have to get that machined down flat so that we can attach the coupler to the pump. In the meanwhile,
I'll be posting some other videos about some other things going on around the property, and maybe getting back to work here this week, so maybe we'll post some stuff like that. If you guys like this video, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, God bless you guys. Have a great week.